Hello and welcome. And it's been a minute, man. It really has. It's been a hot one, but we here. All right. I've been a little burnt out on Dokkan, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, it happens. It happens to everybody. I don't know if I'm gonna be back for a while. I don't know if it's gonna be another 2 weeks before I make a video. I'm not sure. But we here with the new event that dropped on both Global and JP. We got it. The new Goku event. It was pretty crazy when it was announced. No one even thought we were about to get missions, actually, like right away. So it's pretty surprising. But here we are making a video on it. It's Global Week. It's Global Week. Golden Week? It's Goku Day now. Whatever. Hey, by the way, hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Yeah, all right, but let me know if you want me to make a video on this Goku. I'm getting his links up currently right now. I just pulled them, like, was it yesterday, 2 days ago? What are those? I didn't go deep into the banner, but I did pull them. But let's get into what this video is about, which is the new Goku event. Now, if we quickly go over here, I can show you that I have completed all missions for it. Yes, I've completed all the missions for the new Goku event. It was rough. It was rough. It was real rough. It was real bad. It was difficult, etc. Let's go ahead and hop into the teams I used. First off, we're gonna start with Pycon's team. It was super fun. I don't even remember what it's called. I don't even remember it's been so long since I made a video that, like, I'm not adept at what everything's called now. You lose the thing for it. I don't know. My Pycon's 55%, so it was pretty difficult to say the least. Everything else is rainbowed though, and I did complete it with a 79% friend Pycon. But you just take a look. This is all this category's got, man. Is this team right here? That's really it. If we go ahead and take a look at other possible options for this team. This is gonna be a long video, by the way, because in this video I will be going over every team and possible options for every team as well. I mean, you have Int Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 transforming Goku, Int Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I don't recommend Gotenks, just because of his turn restriction on his defense and attack. At first, I didn't think it was going to be too big of an issue, but then I actually saw how strong the final boss is, and it's just a no-go, because he loses. Even it doesn't matter that he loses dodge, he wouldn't be able to dodge anyways, but that 30% defense would matter a lot, actually. So I don't recommend bringing this man. He is really good, so if you do decide to bring him, I feel like you could get it done, but it just makes it a lot harder on yourself. Now, I didn't try out Physical Tien, but he's another one of these units I feel like he could work. It'd be hard to get him supers, though, is probably his biggest issue. This Vegeta, just no. It's too difficult to get his high attack stats that he can usually get. But I guess him and this Goku as a rotation could possibly work. I might give it a try and make a pin comment if it works, but we'll see. We'll see. This Goku, no. Just no. His defense is not good enough. Just flat out, it's not good enough. This Goku and Vegeta, I really was planning on using them, but mine is only 55%. I feel like there was a better option. There were just better options out there that I had rainbowed than to bring this Goku and Vegeta. But it should be pretty easy to get them transformed into Gogeta, and I feel like you can find success with them even at 55%, but you definitely can find success with them on this category if you have them with dupes. The units I used Future Gohans as rotation. This Future Gohan is very slept on. He builds up to 50% damage reduction, and he usually has like 100k defense, so like depending on how low his HP is. He's there at like 80, 100, 130. Depends how low your HP is. But then he also raises his defense for 1 turn on his super attack. So, he's like a must run on this. I'm not just must run on this team. If you have this Gohan, he's a must run on this team. This Goku that transform is a must run on this team because he builds up, he stacks. You want to get him transformed as soon as possible. So make sure you do that if you are planning on using him. Ink Gotenks is like a must run. When you get to that last phase and you pop Super Saiyan 3, he just does way too much damage. You need him. Absolutely. You don't need him, but you kind of need him. I just brought this Vegeta because even for the last stage against the Tech Goku, he still takes double digits from normals. You just have to pray he doesn't get supered. I feel like you can live a super, but it's still going to do like 400,000. 500,000. I don't know. Maybe he does just one-shot you. But I brought this guy and I got lucky, so I did end up getting the completion. And that's all for that team there. What's my next team that I have set up here? Universe 7. I'm not even going to go over Universe 7. This team's just busted. On Global, I'm not sure how you guys might get this done. Maybe just run... I don't even know, man. This is going to be a pretty difficult one on Global. So let's take a look, actually. Just for our global players, let's take a look. For JP, it's pretty easy. Just the new units from the 6th year. That's all. But looking at this is pretty rough, man. Like, you're basically forced to bring this guy as lead. That's pretty rough, yeah. Global players, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Y'all gotta get rough. You're gonna have to wait. Chances are you're gonna have to wait until the 6th-year anniversary to get this one done. But I'll be very surprised if you're on Global and you get it done without the 6th-year anniversary units. Definitely comment down below or even tweet me at my Twitter. Just like tag me in something. I don't know. Just show me. If you beat it, show me. Let me know. And I'll be sure to respond. Be like, hey, shout out to you because that's kind of nice. That's kind of good. But Evolution Blue Vegeta definitely big here. This Goku post Easy A, yes. But let's move on to. Oh, by the way, this guy stacks, so that's why I brought him. And we're here with the Battle of Wits team. Okay. Now the Battle of Wits team, right? It wasn't hard, just because you can just see super attacks at every turn with these two, and then you have the friend one as well. So even if like turn 1 you pop this, you pop him into Vegito, which I don't recommend. I did use Vegito just to get the double transform Vegito rotation, but I don't think it's worth it. I think just having Piccolo here, scouting out super attacks, stacking. Piccolo's real good, man, for this event. This Trunks is really good as well when you start stacking him up when he transforms. Yeah, Vegito Blue, what a surprise. He's good in here. But when you're using this guy, be very in this guy, actually. This guy's really good. This guy's pretty good. He's pretty good, bro. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is pretty good. And it's like, hey, that super, let me counter that real quick. But this guy, be very careful against that grade 8 phase. The STR grade 8 phase is not a joke. Like, he'll one-shot this guy with a super. Even after like 3 supers from Vegito Blue. If he supers him, you're dead. Just straight up. So be careful in this event, because this event is difficult. Of course, the leader has no issue at all. Yeah, you're not gonna have an issue. Let's take a look at other units. Now, you could bring Roshi and try to get his revival skill with 2 other Turtle School units, but I don't know if that's really possible on this team, because there's a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's possible on this team. So, scratch that, never mind. Maybe if you brought this Krillin, but that's also a terrible idea. I'm not sure, actually. If you're on JP, these 2 would probably make a solid choice, I would say. You could probably run this Trunks and this 18 as a rotation over here on JP as well. Blue Vegito is definitely an option. By the time you get to the last phase, he should be fully built up, maybe. You just got to watch out for that int phase, definitely. but he can still dodge in that part. So definitely an option. I just didn't want to bring him because it was a little too risky, so I didn't want to do it. But I'll definitely try to. I'll probably make a video on both Gogeta and Blue Gogeta and Blue Vegito in that event. So stay tuned for that. Maybe we'll see. But if you're over here on JP, you can use these guys as well. Once again, I didn't want to bring them because I feel like it might be too risky, but I definitely should have brought them over Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. That was a misplay on my part. Their active skill is really strong, and you're definitely going to get it in this fight. So, yeah, that's it for Battle Wits from me anyway, for what I want to talk about. Now, this was one of the easier ones for me, actually. Power Absorption. This team's good. This team's good. This guy will be okay against the last fight. He was still getting smacked. Don't get me wrong. You got to be careful with him. But his defense is good enough to where he can live some hits. This guy is underrated. In long events anyway. Dokkan events, it's questionable, but I made a video. It was like Android 21 is a better unit on Extreme STR, which I still do believe is true because she has Big Bad Bosses turn 1, and a lot of units on Extreme STR are really good and have Big Bad Bosses turn 1 as well. But when you get to turn 5 with this guy, and you're able to get this form right here where he shares like 6 links with the LR when he transforms, it's just an unstoppable rotation, because you run this guy in slot 1 with like 600k defense, and then you run this guy in slot 2 and he already has like 180k defense, 200k defense, maybe higher, and then he raises his defense on super for the turn, and then he heals 10% HP at the start of turn. Same thing with this guy. Like, they're both just healing back and forth. Listen, it's really strong. Don't sleep on it. I ran 17 Cell and Buu Piccolo off rotation, and then ran Exchange Buu with my leader untransformed, and then I ran a friend, transformed him next to this guy after he was transformed, and I was able to do it first try. It was pretty good. Worked pretty well for me. If we go and take a look at some other options on this team, let's go down, let's scroll down and find it. Is this it? No, it's not. It looks like that though. Give me a second. There it is. There it is right there. Right off the bat, Omega could work. It's definitely a possibility because he has Big Bad Bosses. You might be able to put him next to the LR Buu as a rotation. This guy, after going through the event, you know, he definitely can work. It's risky, yes, but it definitely can work. But the problem is if you get to like the int phase or even the STR phase near the end, if you don't get enough orbs with him, his defense can be pretty bad. But one of my favorite rotations in the game is this Imp Buu and the LR. So I definitely should have tried it, but we'll see. I'll probably run it again with that rotation. But this Buu is just a classic unit. Like, I just love him. I love him so much. He's wow. Just what a classic. You know what I'm saying, man? This Buu. Yes, I don't have him easy aid. I don't have him easy aid, but definitely run him. If you have him, run him. I would say over Buu Piccolo. If I had to make a change to my team, I'd say that Fat Buu over Buu Piccolo. But you know, I feel like Android 13 can work here, but it's just far too risky. I didn't want to try it. Does he stack? No, he doesn't. I was gonna say he could work if he stacked, but I don't recommend him. Android 21 could probably work, and maybe this guy. This guy could possibly work, but like I said, it's too risky, and he loses that part of his passive after 7 turns. So overall, I just wouldn't recommend him. Does she stack? No, she doesn't. But that's probably all I would recommend for this team here that I have. Maybe the Cell as well, but that int phase is kind of nuts. So want to be careful for that. The next team I believe is Grade 8 Power. Here we go. I heavily struggled with this one here But I ended up getting it done with this team loadout, this team setup, this team in general right here. How many more teams we have left? Because okay, 2 more video, 2 more. So this video is gonna be pretty long. But let me go back. What am I doing? But let's just take a look at this category now. Look how many options you have, right? Not much. What I would advise most people to do is wait for these 2 to get their easy A's, and then reevaluate from there. It's coming up in like a week, less than a week, few days until they get their easy A. Definitely recommend waiting, seeing what they do, and they could help out a lot with this event. I tried Int Kid Goku. It didn't work out. Like, he worked in the final phase, but I just found myself taking like 50k from the Int phase, and he just wasn't worth it overall. So I decided to go with this Broly instead. And he worked really well throughout the entire event, actually. He was taking double digits in the last phase from normals. So this Broly is a really strong option, really good. Definitely recommend bringing him just because of the limited amount of options. Like, if there was a better Int option, then I'd definitely tell you to do that, but my team is probably the only way to go. This guy, no. He's terrible for this event. He is not good for this event. He was taking damage from me during the Int phase. I don't know. Yo, his art is so good, actually. I love Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'll probably take him in there. I'll probably make a video on him in there. But like I was saying, it's just too risky. Like, meanwhile, Vegeta, like, if you get a double super with this guy, he won't take damage, right? But that's banking on hidden potential only, right? Like, I still have, what, 23 additional on mine? But, like, I still have to bank on that, or he will take damage. Vegeta just supers one time, and it's very easy to get a super because I have GT Goku on this team, which is a Rainbow Orb Changer. And he's just, the entire event, just as good. He's countering super sometimes. He's critting a lot because mine has 20 crit. So overall, he just helped me more in this event than what Goku would do. That's all. That is all. Other than that, I don't recommend anything. Super Saiyan 4 Broly, I tried him. He's not good. He gets fondled by the Int phase, so he just, even with items, he still takes like 50k from normals. So I can't really recommend him to you. That's about it for this team. There's literally like nothing on this team other than what I chose to beat the event. The rotations I decided to run were Int Gogeta and GTK Goku, and then my other rotation was Physical Vegito and Gohan until the last phase, and then I switched off Vegito for the other Int Gogeta and just didn't get supers with this guy and got supers with Gogeta. It worked fairly well, but I did have to get lucky. So keep that in mind, that this event is somewhat luck based. You say that about all hard events, I guess, but because there's just sometimes you get super 3 turns in a row. Now, here's one I didn't expect to have trouble with. It took me about 6 tries to beat Space Traveling Warriors. I tried a lot of units. Okay, thank you, microphone, for falling over. Sorry about that. Bojack did fine. If you get supered in the wrong place, of course, it's gonna hurt you a lot. But what I really found success with, and I really recommend you use this rotation if you have it, even if it's not with dupes, is this Int Topo and the free-to-play casserole, right? This rotation worked really well. They stack defense. I didn't even have them link leveled all that much. So yeah, if you link level them, it'll be a lot easier. They'll take a lot less damage. But them with the Int Topo and Pride Troopers was just every time they got it, this rotation got on, I was like, whew, I don't gotta worry about damage this rotation. Super me, please. It was just a lot easier to deal with. The one thing I would change is to take Turles off Maybe. The good thing about Turles is that when he got on rotation with the Bojacks, he was supporting them, so they would take less damage, have higher defense, and output more damage, right? But I feel like Imp Bojack is going to definitely be better for the last phase, but any other phase, Imp Bojack is worse, if you get what I'm saying. So he's interchangeable, but you know, he is like my favorite unit, so I just wanted to throw him on the team, and it did work out. I ran Jiren off rotation. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And this Vegeta a must run. Absolutely. I know you have him in your box right now. Rainbowed 79%, 90%, 55%, doesn't matter. Put him on your team when you're doing this. I didn't have his essay up. I just threw him on here because he stacks. He's crazy. And it is a Goku family, so he is getting the extra buff. So keep that in mind. Use him 100%. What I did is I ran a transformed friend Bojack, and then my Bojack next to him as a rotation, and then, like I said, the Int Topo and Casserole as a rotation. Other options for Space Traveling Warriors, it's difficult, right? Man, I get this full power Frieza could work, definitely. His defense will be okay, and he'll output a lot of damage. Vados is definitely an option because she has type advantage against the last phase and has a 50% chance to dodge until that phase. I guess a strong rotation might be Physical Beerus and Vados, actually, to be honest with you, but it's nah. Beerus has to get hit every time to activate his full passive. Physical Bardock could work, definitely. If you're looking for a final slot and you're like, wow, there's not really that many units, definitely run Bardock. He can definitely get the job done. Baby, no, there's just not enough Big Bad Bosses units, especially for running Casserole and Int Topo. So other than that, I guess STR Topo, like if you're desperate and you just need that one more slot, Int Topo is definitely an option for you. Same thing with Dispo, but I don't recommend it because I did try him, and he was really good until the last phase. But like I said, the last phase is tech, and you just get slaughtered. Like, it's ridiculous, man. I haven't tried Zange, but I assume no. Cooler could work. Now, Cooler will get smacked into oblivion because his defense isn't all that great, but just the amount of damage he does with the guaranteed crits and stuff, I feel like you can bring him, and his defense is okay enough to bring. No, this guy right here, if you have him easy aid, rainbowed, bring him. I think he does. I believe he stacks. Does he stack? Let me know in the comments, but I believe he does stack defense. So this guy would make your life a lot easier. I unfortunately did not have him easy aid. I started grinding him actually after I beat it. I was like, you know, this guy would have been a super clutch for this, but definitely that guy right there. You get him with the incredible gems in the shop. Bring him if you have him. Now we're gonna go to the next team, and that is the last team, the next and final team, and that is probably, I want to say it was the hardest one. But it wasn't. I feel like Pycon's was the hardest one because it was the last one I did. I'll go over the rankings of how hard they are after this breakdown right here. But so what I did was pretty complicated. This team is really defensive, right? So it did take me a long time to beat it. In the final fight, I ran Fat Janemba next to STR Janemba, and then Fat Janemba next to Int Janemba. But what I had to do is use my two stacking units in the... So what I did, okay, I ran Fat Janemba next to Mass Saiyan, and then Fat Janemba next... Oh, no, then I ran STR Janemba next to Deborah, because they share Fear and Faith, which is a key link, so they were both easily able to super, right? I let them stack all the way to... Well, all the way to the Int phase. In the Int phase, I started rotating off Max Saiyan, but kept Deborah on there, correct? And so then I started running one Janemba rotation, right? Masain was floating, Deborah with the other with the STR Janemba. And then towards the end of the fight, I would slowly start to rotate Deborah off and then have both Janembas as rotations, right? So I'd have in Janemba, Tech Janemba, STR Janemba sitting there taking no damage. It was incredible. That's definitely the strategy I recommend using. This is the only team I would recommend using for this event. Tech Majin Vegeta, no. 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 You need the 6 orbs to get his guard or he just dies. That's all. This is... Maybe you could run the Tech Janemba with this guy. Not Tech Janemba. Tech Majin Vegeta on rotation with this guy and run that as a rotation. I might actually make a video on that. I don't know. Once again. But that STR Majin Vegeta right there, do not sleep on him. He is crazy. Because what does he get against Goku family? 20% per orb? Yeah. 25% attack and defense per orb is ridiculous. Definitely recommend this team specifically only. Like I said, you can probably take out Mass Saiyan for that Tech Majin Vegeta and run him next to STR. But this is the team I recommend you stay with. In terms of difficulty, the easiest one to me was Universe 7. The easiest after that was this team right here. And then Battle of Wits. And then Space Traveling Warriors was easiest after that. And then the 3 hardest one was Giant Ape Power. This one, Corrupted Body and Mind. And then the hardest one goes to the Pycon team. The leader is AGL. He can't dodge in the last phase. It's just a game of luck. It took me 44 minutes to get the completion for this. Into the last phase, you're just not doing any damage at all. It's just a full game of stacking defense with the Super Saiyan Goku. It's just a full game of just defense. And it's kind of hard to play defensively when Pycon is type disadvantage in the last fight, and if you don't use an item, he's still taking damage from normals. And if he gets super attacked, even with an item, it's game over. Like, it's just a game of luck. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, like, subscribe, do all that. And I guess I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Whenever that is, we'll see. But all missions done. All missions cleared. Go out there and do the same thing, man. Have fun with Dokkan. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Yeah? All right.